Professional trail runner.
Sorry.
Managing or trails manager.
Are you sponsored? Are you a sponsored trail runner?
No.
He does chase cats for a living.
That's got to count for something. But I don't know if it makes you professional.
Big mountain lions.
It counts. It counts. Executive Director, Trails Foundation, Northern Utah, Aric Manning. Aric, we were just talking felines out there, and that so do you get calls into Trails Foundation Northern Utah, formerly Weaver Pathways, now the 2 years, 3 years, whatever, about like, hey, I just saw a mountain lion, why are they on my trail, and what are you doing to get them off?
Yeah. Not just mountain lions, mainly rattlesnakes. That's what we want. People want us to relocate.
I would appreciate if you would not put those there.
Yeah,
Aric.
We try to put signage up next to their holes. But I also got a call to relocate some beavers from the river.
Like a real call.
Huh. Real call. Real true call.
Do you do that?
No.
Oh.
I would refer to Fish and Game.
There's some beavers down here. Can you take them?
Yeah, so that's not what you do on the daily. That's not like you don't wake up and move beavers.
Right.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Okay. What's your job then?
Well, as you mentioned, the executive director, Trails Foundation. So what we try and do is help build and maintain trails, natural surface, and paved through this part of northern Utah. Northern Utah could be separated from a lot of ways, but
yeah.
But our big focus lately has been on trail etiquette and education.
But I do love how accusatory your comment was. It was, so if you don't move beavers, then what did you do?
What the hell do you do with your time?
Yeah.
So thanks for coming, by the way.
Well, I know that's why you had me on, so I think we'll turn it over to the photographer now.
Oh, shit.
I'll have to come up with a new name for the show now.
Yeah.
Aric, you put yourself in a... I mean, no one puts Aric in a corner, but you put yourself in a corner. Do you want to... Is Todd sneaky today?
I don't know where I'm supposed to be.
You can scoot towards the middle a little bit so that camera...
He's thinking about the shot. He's thinking about the shot, which we can't see. So.
He's saying he wants to see more of it. That's a good position right there.
Did we get it?
Oh, I got all of it. Yeah.
How's that? Is that better?
Sure. That's a little better. The reason I said you're a professional trail runner, because is your job at the Trails Foundation like, your support system to fund trail running?
Well, I mean, that's where I make money.
Yeah.
Where I afford to buy shoes and stuff.
But can you tell people you're sponsored by the Trails Foundation and you're a pro runner?
No.
Oh.
I do have some companies that support me, but they don't pay me.
That's sponsorship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't pay me.
I'd say that's, at least amateur running. You're getting free things, right?
Yeah, and part of this show is, and we're going to dive into it with Tristan, but like, how do you become a professional athlete or an amateur athlete who gets paid and gets sponsors? You have a couple. I mean, you know a lot. You interview people that actually do that for a living. Is there a common theme, or?
I think with what you do, it's probably easier to just look for like change and like loose wallets along the trails.
Mainly at ski resorts when the snow melts.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you go under the lift. You'd be surprised all the stuff you can find.
How much cash have you found?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, like that's how I afford this shirt.
I was going to ask about that shirt.
I bought it at Gear 30 a long time ago.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Trails Foundation. That's this, by the way.
Yeah, I love the hat.
That's this. I love this hat.
I do too.
It's clean. I like the colors.
You wear it a lot on your podcast because I watch them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I like supporting you, and I bought two because we put one in here. It's on. Yeah, you can barely see it in the shot here, but it's on top of the luggage rack. That's not a luggage rack, actually. That is an original podcast machine. It's a reel-to-reel. So then you talk into a microphone, and it's a reel-to-reel. It's original audio recording podcast machine, but it looks like luggage up there. Anyway, that hat's on there, and I was in here looking at it, and I thought, crap, it looks cool. I don't want to take it down, so now I ran up and bought another hat just so I could wear it in the podcast. They were on sale, so I could only support so much. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Trails Foundation Northern Utah. You're busy this spring. We have a record runoff, and we had like trails splitting apart because of the water. What's the verdict out on the trails right now?
It's been a rough time on the trails. We had a lot of things planned for this year because we can only get out there and do so much during a certain window, and a lot of those plans changed.
Like what kind of plans?
Well, like working up higher on the mountain. We work a lot with the Forest Service, the county, the city, different entities, but we can't get up high right now because of the snow. We can't go towards, Snow Basin, that area. They still got a bunch of snow. So we're staying on the Bonneville shoreline, which is good because there's been a ton of erosion, water damage. And the interesting thing is people don't get is people are used to being on the trails right now, but they're also used to being in other places. Right now, you really have the Bonneville Shoreline Trail.
Yeah. So you're seeing congestion on the shoreline?
Lots of people on the trails, more than normal this time of year for sure. But a lot of problems, like you mentioned, there was a huge, it was like at least 4 feet deep cut into a trail in Ogden. It was bad. It was really bad.
Cut like the ground just gave way.
Gave way, yep. Pacific Corps took care of it because it was kind of the power line road, so they took care of that, and we just go in and do some handwork to make it good. They did a fantastic job, but there's going to be a lot. I was up today. Strong's Canyon, it's a river. It's raging. You could probably tube it right now.
Oh,
that's crazy.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Taylor's really bad going over bridges.
I heard there's a waterfall of jump off that's never been there before.
It has, but it's super rare. Like like comet rare. You just never see that stuff, right?
Wild.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, it's really neat. I love seeing it personally, but it does obviously cause some problems for homes and the land and everything else. But it's really neat to see the water. To be honest with you, I mean, it's much needed. Came all at once, but it's Mother Nature, man. It's just how it works. She was here first.
I'm gonna cap or block that one out. Mark that one. It's Mother Nature, man.
Yeah, man.
It's Mother Nature, man. That's a
had
great
Mother's
quote because
Day, too.
Well, yeah, we just had Mother Nature.
Hold on a second. You guys got. I'm not gonna waste this.
No. That was so
That was
loud.
really good. I like
Holy, what beer is that?
that. Satisfying. That's
That was
what
a
beer is.
nitro.
Giant beer is what that is.
That was freaking magical.
See, I'm glad we recorded that.
Yeah, I am
I'm sorry,
too.
as you were.
No, I
Priorities on this show. Priorities.
We got to interrupt everyone real quick for a quick beer crack.
I knew it was going to be a good one. I just sensed it. I knew it.
It sounded great to me.
Eric, what's your role as far as cleaning up like, do people expect you to do everything? Is that Ogden City? Because you're a nonprofit, so where's the difference between the city and the nonprofit?
Man, that's a good question, and that's something that's always asked. So Ogden City obviously has the Ogden Trails Network, and they do a fantastic job, primarily in Ogden City, obviously. But we try and help. It's a committee formed to support the mayor, and that's what the committee is for. They have some fantastic people on that. That's where I started, is Ogden Trails Network. But we try and help as much as we can. Like, we have an agreement with Ogden City, an agreement with the Forest Service, so we just try and do whatever we can, whatever's needed. There are, litter days for sure. That's kind of, and I say low-hanging fruit because maintaining trails isn't just taking a shovel and a rock bar and fixing a hole. I mean, there's absolutely reasons to put in, reverse grades and water bars and everything else. So, we do a lot of maintenance on the trails, but we work with everybody. I mean, I at the end of the day, I mean, your hat says it. It's about the trails, and that's the truth. It's not about credit. It's not about who did what. It's just about keeping the trails in great shape. Making sure we're taking care of what needs to be taken care of so people can enjoy it. So it's not about credit for sure.
Not about the credit, but is it about the blame?
We get a lot of that for sure. Yeah, we get a lot of that, and it's okay. When I first started this job, one of my big things I said is when people think about the trails, I want them to think about Trails Foundation. So that comes good and bad, and I knew that going into it that we were going to get that. But what I found is we get blamed or hey, you should do this, you should do that. But I think a lot of times when you talk to people in a conversation, like if we get tagged or posted on social media, I try and reach out to the person individually and say, hey, let's talk, right? Like, I don't want to have this typing war or whatever. And it's interesting to see how good things go. Once people understand, like, oh, you're a nonprofit, means you can't, go do what you want. Because I just say, can I come put a horseshoe pit in your backyard? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, why would I work on your property without your permission? So I got to do the same thing. I got to ask the Forest Service, private landowners, power company, whoever owns the land, I got to ask them first. Rainbow Gardens, Bill King, all the people. So we just try and have good relationships. So when the time comes, we just look as we're there to help, right?
Okay, so Weber Pathways was the initial nonprofit name, and it was started to create a trail up canyon.
Correct. 1995.
95. We have you on often, but what's the update on that? Because that's been it's no longer 1995, and there's still not a trail up the canyon.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna leave it.
Okay.
No, just kidding. So no, it's so as you can imagine, I mean, this has gone through since 1995. Weber Pathways was formed to put a trail up there, but there's people that live up there, right? And so it was met with some resistance. People,
you're putting horseshoe pits in their backyard,
right? People look at, interestingly enough, and I try to put myself in other people's shoes. They look at, if you put a trail near my home, you're bringing crime to my house. They're going to come steal my children, my TVs. Crime comes my way. Which is the opposite, truly, because you have more people in that area, so it's not like you're going to jump a fence, steal a 70-inch TV, and walk back down to your car. It's pretty obvious.
So I tried to, Tristan, you'll enjoy this. Years ago in the terrace, they tore down the old fire station, and they had a city meeting. And they're like, what should we put? What should we do with this area in the fire station? So I went to the city meeting in Washington Terrace because I grew up there, and I said, yeah, I should put a skate park in there. And they laughed me out. It brings all the hooligans, all the troublemakers, blah, blah, blah. Well, this was like early 2000s or something, Well, now they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Right now all the cities are clamoring. Well, it's still just grass over there. They never did anything with it. It's just
wasted space.
Wasted space. And so where do the skaters go? Anywhere they can.
Yeah.
Well, wasted space is where the hooligans go.
Is where they
right? Because they can go and not no one's going to look at them.
Yeah.
So, and that's with the canyon. So, I tip my hat to Ogden City. They've really revitalized the project just within the last couple of years. They built the trail from 12th Street up to just short of the waterfall because of funding, so you can get to that far. Now the next phase will go from there past the waterfall. There'll be a new water line and 2 new bridges put in.
Wait, time out. You just walk through the waterfall? How do you?
You'll be on the side. You'll look at it.
Okay.
If it's a man-made waterfall, I like to tell people that because people get really excited about it. But there's a pipe. There's a pipe coming down that dumps water, right? But you'll be along the road, right on the other side of the road, and kind of where it looks like it would naturally go in front of the waterfall. This next phase is going to be multi-million dollars, and it's.
I'm just disappointed we can't crack the joke because they crack it in Disneyland, the river cruise ride, and then it takes you on the backside of the waterfall, and then you always crack the joke. Look, it's the 8th wonder of the world. It's the backside of water. Because you're on the backside. Tristan thought it was funny.
I thought it was great.
Have you've been on that? It's the funniest dad
Jungle
joke.
Cruise.
I love the Jungle Cruise. Yeah. Oh my God, it's dad jokes all the time.
And then the movie.
Yeah, the movie's actually really good.
It is pretty good.
And I'm not a huge Rock fan, but I think he's good in that part where he
like
can
The
just
Rock.
be goofy. So
I like The Rock.
Do you like the Fast and Furious Rock?
I like The Rock.
Okay. Yeah.
That's 2 different rocks.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I like them both.
You like them both?
Yeah.
I like Game Day Rock. Back in
I
the
didn't
day.
see Game Day Rock.
Yeah, that's a good kid.
Don't know Game Day Rock.
No. He does. So we're not going behind the waterfall.
No,
All right.
unfortunately, no.
Okay.
But that's the next phase. I mean, to put it in perspective, if you want to go now and say we're going to build a trail from where it ends to Wheeler Creek, which is the top, you're $20+ million.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
It is. No, that's the truth.
That's
but
how
people
much
don't
it
see
costs
that.
to make a trail?
Well, to get what you need, you got engineering. There's studies that need to be done. I mean, that's the tricky part. It's not building so much; it's the engineering. Some trails need NEPA studies to make
And then
sure
you
it's
got to
environmentally
pay
safe.
somebody at the city.
What are NEPA studies?
That was an inside joke.
I let that one slide.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that one. That's the trailer here on the Monarch that's saying that.
No, but I am curious about permitting and stuff like that.
It's a big deal because you look at it like what we're looking at now with the road having problems. UDOT definitely, it's an advantage to have a trail all the way to Wheeler Creek. UDOT does not like.
Oh, so it's beneficial to them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. I mean, you can get people up and down the canyon.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you built the trail up Ogden Canyon, you literally are in world-class territory.
Yeah.
You can connect so many things safely. You could do fun things for families.
Wait, so it's on the south side? I always thought it was on the north.
It's on the waterfall side.
That's the north side.
That's the north side.
Yeah. I never said.
Okay.
I said the waterfall side.
But
we're not going behind
opposite
it.
the waterfall. Yeah, not behind it, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so it's going to go all the way up that side, and then at some point it would have to cross either under the road to Wheeler, right? And then you get to the dam, and that's Homeland Security. They're hard to get a hold of on purpose. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
So that sort of ties into my thoughts. And so obviously Ogden does a great job with its trails, but it's not the only city in the country that does a great job with its trails.
Yeah.
And so where do you look to for kind of inspiration on that? Because you really should. I mean, I'm sure you do. And especially the locations that maybe are similar-ish to Ogden, but regardless of just like places that are doing it right.
Colorado, a lot of towns in Colorado are doing a fantastic job of it.
And why is it? How is that? I mean, is it doesn't all have to do with money, or does it?
A lot of it, honestly, has to do with planning. And I don't, because now you're seeing communities and places built with trail centric, right? Like right now, this is built. Ogden Canyon's done. So now you've got to put a trail there, right? But a lot of communities now are built with, okay, before we build, where could we put a trail?
Was that originally a rail up Ogden Canyon?
Yeah, there's a rail. There was a rail line there. Yeah. Yep.
So they weren't thinking the trail at the time.
No.
Rails to Trails is definitely a popular
Rails to
angle.
Trails. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an organization. Rails to Trails Conservatory. Yeah. Conservancy. Sorry.
Conservancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a legacy project. I mean, I would love to say it'd be done in my lifetime, but who knows? I mean, it's definitely a money situation more than anything. And then you still have landowners up the canyon that's not what they want to do. You know, it's
So do you just have to wait for them to not be landowners, or how do you?
Done with you.
There's so the idea is putting me in a bad spot here. I didn't know we were doing this.
Well, this is what I mean. I'm just curious. This is public. This is what I would ask you.
Yeah, no, and it's knowledge. You could look it up, but I mean, so what Ogden City's trying to do is Ogden City has a water line that goes all the way up the canyon.
Yeah,
so their thought is
it's way up there though.
We will. No, it's down low.
Oh, it is.
Water
So what's the one
line.
that's up
That's
high?
a pipe. It's just a pipe. Yeah, that's a water slide.
Totally different. Okay.
You got to have a secret knock to get in.
Okay,
But there's a water line that goes all the way up the canyon.
Okay.
And so their thought is they replaced the water line a couple years ago, which kind of made people think there was a trail going there. And that's the thought is, well, we own the property above the water line, so we could just put a trail up there. So that's kind of the thought process. So, there's people that have bought homes that know that's our property. And it's like, well, no, it's the city's because we own the land above our water line that gives you water to your place. So it's super tricky. Let me just say it's super tricky. We're here to support, and that's what we're going to do.
That's wild. Sounds like a lot of convincing. Like you have to convince people to be like, hey, this is a good idea.
And why would it be good for someone living in the canyon?
Well, I mean, I think personally, you're in the canyon, so you like being outside. Maybe the views.
Yeah,
you got.
I would hope
you have some active transportation through there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how cool would it be to come home after a long day of work, walk outside and walk down a trail in the mountains with your dog or your family, or to cool down or to wind down? I mean, I do it every day by my house, but I'm not in the canyon. So, I mean, land value, Weber State did a study years ago that says, if there's the closer you are to a trailhead, the property value goes up.
Yep, I was just going to say that.
Oh, really?
Really?
Just think about it. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that especially in those canyon homes, I'm sure that would affect the.
No, I think they live there because they
the-
don't want to be next to the trailhead. They want to be in the canyon, away from the trail. Like they're
They don't
in the
want people-
canyon.
they
Yeah,
don't
they don't
want
want
people
the
in their
cars
backyard.
constantly.
Yeah, you got-
I think that
Do you think it's there for privacy? I don't.
I mean, you could think about it. You could do the Ogden Marathon down the canyon trail. You don't have to shut the canyon down if you wanted to, and you're still going through the canyon safely. I mean, there's a lot of pluses to it. River access.
So would it be paved?
There's talks. It would most likely be for
like
sure.
a bike path almost.
Yep, and that's the thought.
Oh,
that's
wow.
that's what a lot of these towns do. Is they do, like, you go to a lot of, like, Colorado does it, Flagstaff does it, Sun Valley does it, Bend does it. A lot of these towns we like to compare ourselves with as an outdoor town, they've already done this stuff. I mean, like, Todd made a great point. It's been done, right? And it's just trying to pick brains of people that have done it and how did you do it. And I think a lot of times, a lot of these other towns, honestly, it's just the people that live there. We've seen a huge change in Ogden City in the past 10 years, the people that are here. So that's the hope, right? Is more people come in that are art, outdoors, it kind of fits more in their wheelhouse, right?
Oh, there's a podcast for that somewhere.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
We'll have to get somebody who knows what they're talking about on the show.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
You also have a podcast, Trail Manners.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
You're back.
Good. How are you doing?
And you started one for Trails Foundation.
We did. Yeah. And that one's just more about letting people know of trail closures, what we're doing as an organization.
Yeah.
I
think every nonprofit should have a podcast because it's almost, it can act like a FAQ page, sort of,
It's
for you.
It's closer to real-time stuff than print, right?
Wild to think that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's true, right? And then you've got obviously social media. Not everybody's on it. So it's just another platform. I mean, if you're doing print, you're doing social media, you're doing a website, a lot of people listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
As you know. I mean, your show just kills it. Yeah.
So do you you email it out too in your, link it out?
Yeah,
stuff? Okay.
we link it out. We're on all the platforms, and it's in the infancy stages still. But we're trying to do a lot of it too, based on education and people on the trails, how to get along. It's not like long stuff. We have guests on at times, or we talk about National Trails Day that's coming up, or Earth Day, or events we do, just to let people know a little bit more of what we're doing.
What's the name of that? Is it your organization?
It's just Trails Foundation. It's About the Trails podcast. Yeah, just like his hat. It's about it. It is about the trails. It's about the trails.
It should say
everything.
Podcast on here somewhere.
There's a logo somewhere. Podcast. Yeah.
You are pretty good at branding, by the way.
We try. We got some new stuff coming out. I'm excited about, but we try. I mean, it's fun. It's just fun.
What's the hardest thing about your job?
Just this.
Interviews.
Talking to you.
Interviews.
Being here.
Eric's so good at this. He could do this for hours.
No, toughest part of my job. I just wish more people would take the time to get to know what they do with trails.
What do you mean?
If you're going to ski Snow Basin for the first time, you're probably going to look at the runs, right? Like what's good? What should I be on? When you go somewhere, I think when people go on the trails, they just go, there's dirt, I'm going to go on it. They don't know where they're going. I just think it's more just education. The hardest part is getting people to understand that, I don't know, even though they're there, I mean, they're not free, right?
Well, yes, and Ogden has some of the best accessibility in maybe the world as far as getting to the trails. And so you can literally go from your house to a trail. Is that accessibility? Because that's what was the nature quote earlier? It's nature, Mother Nature, man, or whatever you said.
It's Mother Nature. Man.
Yeah, it's Mother Nature, man.
So, which comes with some inherent things that we need to be aware of. Some danger. There was a mountain lion on the trail this morning, but because we're so close to the town, do people forget about that?
Absolutely. I mean, I do. Right, I would spend many hours and days on the trail, but sometimes you kind of forget how fortunate you are to be there. But there's rattlesnakes, mountain lions, moose, bear. There's black bear up here, right? Like we've seen them in Wheeler. We've seen them. They're there, and there's a lot of inherent dangers. Water is a great example right now. I mean, water's a big one. You've got rocks. I mean, little rumbles. We had an earthquake last year. Just little stuff. Rocks can come down. There's absolutely dangers out there for sure that people take for granted. People go out, walk friends 3 across on single track trail thinking, why are people trying to get by me?
Totally normal.
Yeah, I mean, it's usage, right? Like trails are made for bikes and horses, and depends on where you're at, right? Just different things. So I don't know. Toughest part is just absolutely just the education component, just wishing you could get to everybody.
They can go to your website, right?
Yep.
And get a lot of the information there. Anywhere else you'd suggest people go?
No.
I think that's fair.
Nowhere else.
Go to our website.
Control the information.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's information all out there.
Is everywhere else fake news?
Most of it.
That's what I thought.
Most of it. Or they change stuff, and make it for them. Brand it.
If you want the truth, go there.
No, I mean, there's a lot of information out there, to be honest with you. But I think what people need to realize is there's a lot of information that's very geographic centric. People don't understand. Like even here, you're supposed to stay on the trail, right? You go down south, they don't want you off trail because there's microorganisms that are 1 billion years old and people don't care. They walk off trail. Same thing here. You got to protect the environment. Trails are built for a reason, to stay on them. Don't always go scrambling off trail and think it's okay, because it's not. It's the same thing. If I come to your house and you got a pathway in your yard and I jump off the side on your grass, you're going to be pissy.
Okay, so I got a question that ties
Okay.
into all this real
Yes.
quick, and this is a question for all of us.
Okay.
Oh, I
Right.
love when he does this, man. He does this
But this
good.
is tied in, though. This is tied in, and you've already addressed it. But this gives you a chance to think of something else. Is I would like to know, and I'll start with you, Brandon. Your biggest pet peeve about people who use the trails, like when you're on the trails, right? Or I can start. I guess I could start first.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So definitely probably the biggest pet peeve with me, and you know, I'm an animal lover, but it's just off leash dogs is like my biggest pet peeve. I
Even if
and
they
I don't
behave.
and I don't mean dogs that are, because your dog is always the perfect dog. Like you have
Yeah.
the perfect dog that has never been on a leash. My perfect dog is always perfect, right?
love that.
And there's plenty of those in Ogden. I mean, probably 98% of dog owners think that their dog is perfect, right? But it infuriates me because the other dogs, the other people, the other kids, like you're assuming that you know exactly what everyone else is thinking, right? Like, and so it has always irked me. It irks me in the neighborhoods sometimes when people just walking through the neighborhoods and
I saw a
off-leash
lady
dogs.
on Washington Boulevard yesterday. Well, I saw a dog first.
Yeah.
Little dog walking just along Washington Boulevard with the leash dragging behind it, and then another dog with a leash dragging behind it. And I'm like, well, these two, where's the owner? Well, there's the owner like a half a block away, just walking with the dog.
because their dogs are perfect.
The dogs are
they're
perfect.
great. They know exactly what they're going to think or see. They know when they see like a cat, they're just going to be like, I'm going to repress all my dog everything
I'm not
that
going
I
to be
know.
a dog right now.
I'm not going to chase after this thing. I'm not going to knock over a little kid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
mine.
All right, my biggest pet peeve are assholes on the trail.
Well, you got to be more specific.
Yeah,
than
what's
that.
an asshole on the trail?
I don't like. I mean, I'm probably a little too nice. I say hi to everybody, like, hey, how's it going? But if they don't even look at you, or they got the earbuds in and they're like super serious and they pass you, and I'm like, dude, what the hell is this dude?
Maybe he's
We're
on a
in
mission,
nature or
dude.
whatever. Or I just
What if he's dealing with some life shit?
maybe I don't turn around and find out, right? But I do like to say hi to most people, and when they don't reciprocate or they just pass you and they're all grumpy and stuff, I'm like, why the hell are you even out here?
You know
Yeah,
what?
it
a
is true.
nod is very easy. Just
Yeah,
a
you
nod.
just like
Just
wave,
nod.
like, hey, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, Tristan.
It goes with drivers too. Little
My pet peeve?
Yeah.
Ooh. Dude, okay, I hate when people, it's kind of like the music thing, when they're just like walking with just blasting music out of
Ugh.
their backpack. This is the worst thing in the world. You're just like walking
Yeah.
down and you're just like, I mean, I get it. You're out here, you're doing your thing, but like when you see people, like turn that shit down. Like I don't want to hear your fucking rap music.
Yeah.
Like I just think
That's
it's,
a- you know
I
what,
think
it's
it's
a good
stupid.
call.
I
What
think
if they're
it's
on the
annoying.
phone, like on speakerphone? Talking
Oh,
to
that's the
someone?
same thing. It's just like, to me, it's just really disrespectful. And I think that when you go out to like go hike on a trail, I mean, everyone has their own thing. If you want to listen to music, but it's the same thing. Like when I see people snowboarding and they're just blasting music out of their backpack, I'm like, you're a fucking douche.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Like,
I hate to be
dude,
so
that's a good
harsh,
one.
but I think it's
No,
kind
that's a good
of
one.
dumb. It's like, just put your headphones on. No one wants to hear your shitty ass music.
No, his music is
So.
the best music.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, yeah. So I think
It's like they need to
that's
get some
probably
trail
my biggest
manners.
pet peeve.
That's what they need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that people that are assholes too, that don't say, like, you're like walking, you're like, hey, what's up? And they're just like, and then you're just like, cool, man. Glad we said hi.
We had this moment. I felt
I really feel connected to you in this trail in nature.
Yeah.
Isn't it a beautiful day out here?
Plus, it's good to know that you were the last person who saw me alive.
Yeah, yeah,
Was
yeah.
this guy who gave you like this,
Yeah, yeah.
has no idea what
And
I'm
then
wearing,
next-
what
yeah,
I look
exactly.
like, how tall I am.
I go
or even
missing,
what
you go
time.
missing. That guy's like, I never saw him.
Yep.
I only saw this dude try and say hi to me, but I
I don't even know what he looked like. Dude's a dick.
I think about these things. That could be the last person that saw you. And they're just
Yeah.
like, not even paying any attention.
There's a dude who got lost in Glacier just like a week ago, and they found him alive.
Yeah, well, it's
crazy.
Good happy ending.
Did he
Like,
give
yeah.
you a head nod?
No, well, I wasn't there, but I'm sure he gave the Bears head nods. So
All right, Aric.
Oh man, how long's this show?
And it's-
No, to be honest with you, it's hard for me because I've always been a trail user first. Like that's what I do, and now that I have this role of, in the trail world,
wait. You're in the trail world.
trail
That's
world.
so cool.
Yeah, that's my
Like now that I have this role in the trail world, like there's this group, like a trail, like dude, how do we get in the trail world?
He's
and
the
who do
king.
you know? This is yeah,
You
like
got to know the head.
like
nod.
if you see the movie, what's the Mario Brothers, and they go into the other world and they pop up in Mario Land, and it's so cool. Like you're in the trail
Is the rock
world.
in it?
Yeah, no,
Oh, I didn't see that.
no.
Is the Rocket? I only watch any movie with the Rock.
Only The
Anything else sucks.
He's zen.
Now that's very political of you, but I think that going back though, pre your work with all of these organizations, think then like what something that obviously you have. I love the idea of your show being called Trail Manners, right?
That's my
in
nickname.
all sense, yeah.
I love that.
Well, it's your last name, Manning.
No, Manning. My
Yeah.
nickname from college was Manners, and then
Manners.
yeah,
Yeah,
everybody knows me as Manners. If someone
Yeah.
says Manners, they're old soccer buddies
Yeah.
first.
right.
Honestly,
First,
at first, yeah. It is a tough one because it's not like there's one thing that completely stands out. I really wish that, I mean, a lot of what everybody says here, I just wish people would go to the trails understanding that there's a lot of different types of people out there,
That's a good idea.
right? Like,
Yeah, true.
you go out there for whatever your reason is, whether it's a runner, a biker. Did I get some cheers? No, but it's true because you guys mentioned earlier, it's like, what if that person's having a bad day?
Yeah, true.
Because there's people that say, it's for my mental health, right?
Yeah,
I hear people say that all the time, or to get away. I just wish people would go out understanding that, when you see somebody out there, they're out there for their reason, not your reason. So,
Well put.
But along what you guys said, I say hi to every single person on the trail, every single one
Does
of them.
not surprise me at all.
And it's usually like, oh man, have a good day, have a good ride, or whatever. I get out of the way of 98% of the people on the trail, even though I don't have to.
Yeah.
And a lot of it doesn't affect me, it doesn't hurt me, but I just don't want people to leave the trail saying I was on the trails for 2 hours, but I had a 10-second bad interaction, and that's the part you remember out of 2 hours, right? So it's like, if you go out there, just be a good person. If everybody did that, it'd be killer.
Well said.
Right? So that's it. It's not like one thing that bothers me. I just wish people would just be good people. I guess that's what it is. And I know that's stupid. That's like
I don't think that's stupid.
I think it's like the a world peace type thing, but
I think that like what you said too kind of puts us all in check.
No,
Tristan's like, I've been a jerk lately.
No, but the thing is, like, at the end of the day, if someone's listening to music on the trail and that's their thing,
but
whatever, you know what I mean?
No, but at the same time, they need to understand.
Yeah,
that
they
there's
can
people
find
that don't
respect,
like
you know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah. So I think it's just
So-
like going out there saying, all right, like I don't like that. I don't like
Yeah.
when people have speakers on their backpack because that's not why I'm there. If you want to listen
Right,
to music,
right, yeah.
you can get earbuds on Amazon for super cheap right now. I'm
Yeah.
sure, right?
Check it out.
Knockoff.
Link in the bio.
But just on the Banyan, it's an affiliate. You got an affiliate.
Oh, so many affiliates. Yeah.
No, but just be good, man. Like, just be good. Even if you're having a bad day, someone says hi. Doesn't do head nod.
Yeah,
Does that
for
take
real.
any energy?
No.
Anybody else says, "Hey, how you doing?" You just nod your head.
Yeah.
It doesn't ruin my day.
I do think some people are pretty shy too.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
not like we're all outgoing. I feel like, and
I'm
some
not.
people, when you say hi to them, they're just like, I don't know what to do. You know,
and I
it's
totally
like out of their
respect
comfort
that.
zone.
Even
you know?
just a little nod.
Yeah.
That's all it's-
I mean, people say hi to me sometimes. I get nervous. I pee a little.
Yeah, I know. You get scared.
You know what I mean? You get scared.
Hey, oh shit!
I know. That's what I do. I'm like, dang it, you got me. You got
Damn.
me.
Pissed my pants a little bit. I'm already 3 beers deep. 1 mile in.
But so here, I think I've said this on the show before, so I apologize.
I'm gonna
but
fix this camera while you're
Think
talking.
about it. You go to a grocery
up.
store. Go to a grocery store and see how many people say hi to you as you're walking down an aisle.
Yeah.
And go to the trails and see, and it's totally different on the trails. When you're out on the trails, I still think there's a higher percentage of, I'll say, friendly people than anywhere else.
True.
Right?